My name is Jennifer Davis, and I'm a certified financial planner. I work for Halpern Financial in Rockville, Maryland. We have another office in Ashburn, Virginia as well. Sure. So actually I gave quite a bit of thought to what I wanted to be. I remember, being in high school and college and looking around, everyone seemed to be, or my parents seemed to be working longer than their parents. A lot of my friends' parents, the same thing. People are living longer, and I knew, okay, so I'm going into a career, I'm probably gonna be in it for a very long time, It better had be something that I really loved doing and that I felt really good about. So I knew I wanted to be a force for good. And I was trying to think of okay, what are my interests? What are my strengths? How can I apply them? And I was always really into sports. I like games. I like math. Strategy has always been really interesting to me. But more than any of that, I just cared about my family and my friends. And I really wanted to know that I would apply myself in a way that would benefit them, that would help make life easier. And so I had that in the back of my mind kind of rolling around, and I'll never forget my aunt and uncle, the first time I ever heard about financial planning, they had come to our house and they were raving about their financial planner. And at the time, the only thing I knew about the financial industry was I just had a terrible impression. I thought the financial services industry was just, full of greedy brokers exploiting good people. And so this was kind of a surprise. So they told me about her and they said how different she was, because I think that impression of our industry is actually very common. It doesn't seem very, honest or moral, So I'm not surprised when people have a poor impression. But anyway, so their financial planner was completely different. She was entirely independent. She worked for herself. She had a ton of experience, but she wasn't tied to an insurance company or a bank or a brokerage firm. She was completely objective, and she made it really clear that how she got paid was only from the client. So that's where her loyalty was. And it shouldn't be a unique thing, but it is in this industry to have someone who's completely devoted to your interests. And it sounded like she was really going against the grain in a massive industry, and it sounded really cool to me. So soon enough, my parents met with her too, and I did, and she was really inspiring. And more than any kind of dollars or numbers impact, she really she had such a bigger impact on my parents and their life. She really helped them to take charge and gave them a new sense of confidence and peace of mind. This really motivated, it had a big impact on me to see, wow, my parents paid this person, and yet the value she gave them was so much bigger than the fee that they paid. So that really stuck with me, and it gave me a new perspective into the industry. And I was just thinking, my skill set and the people that I care about, I can actually be a force for good here. I can go against the grain like this woman did with my family and how she helped. I can do that for my friends and other family members in my community. And from there, that's when I became committed to learning everything I needed to. I quickly enrolled in the Georgetown CFP program. And every time I doubted myself, I just came back to this one thought that was, if I can't help my family and friends, who will? And that really motivated me to hit the books hard again, research a little bit more. And it really kept me committed to becoming an expert and developing my expertise. And that same thought, if I can't help the people I care most about, who will? That still motivates me today. That continues to motivate me. And it feels really good when you know that you're sitting on the right side of the table with your clients. They're hardworking, good people, and all you want to do is give them good, honest, objective advice. And you can do that, with this profession. So normally when I sit down with a client, I first imagine what it's like to be them. And I expect they're probably a little bit nervous, probably a little overwhelmed, and they're seeking help. And I think that's really helpful for me to approach a client that way. I really want to know that they're getting taken care of. And at the end of the day, I know that as a fiduciary, it's my obligation to make their interests, my top priority. So I feel really devoted to that cause. I feel really committed, and it makes me feel kind of unstoppable. Like there's no conflicts here. We're just going to do the best thing that we can for you. And that is really empowering.